Thanks for tuning in to this episode of With Just 15 Defeats. I'm Teekosey, and today we are providing you with a quick prediction of the heavyweight showdown between Kubrat Pulev and Kevin Johnson. If you're new to the channel, please consider hitting the subscribe button, and if you're already a subscriber, thank you for your continued support. If you have any questions on this fight or my assessment, I would be pleased to hear from you in the comments section below. I hope you enjoy this quick prediction. So, this fight, Pulev versus Johnson, is taking place on the 28th of April at Sofia, Bulgaria, and the WBA Intercontinental strap is on the line. Now, if you're familiar with my channel, you will know that I typically do big previews, full in-depth previews of the heavyweight fights, because heavyweight really is my bag. I also like to do previews of some of the big fights when I have the time. But for this fight, I just think the announcement of this fight is so disappointing that I'm not even going to give it the respect of a full preview, because Kubrat Pulev should not be fighting Kevin Johnson. It's as simple as that. Kubrat Pulev is ranked with all four of the organising bodies. I think he's number 2 in the IBF. He's 3 with one of the others, and he's in the top 10 of the other 2 of the big 4. Okay, Kevin Johnson hasn't really been relevant for quite some time, so it is a bit of a disappointment. We saw Kubrat Pulev fight a couple of months ago against Samuel Peter, where we knew what the outcome was going to be. We knew that Pulev was going to win very, very decisive. Samuel Peter, I think he'd only fought once recently after quite a lengthy layoff. He came in pretty poor shape, so we knew how that was going to end. And we were hoping that we were going to see a fight for Kubrat Pulev that was going to be of some stature, a little bit meaty. But we've got Kevin Johnson, and when you look at what Kevin Johnson has become, he was quite a big prospect some years ago, until he ran into the great Vitaly, who basically annihilated him over full 12. He went the duration, but it was very, very one-sided. He then spent a couple of years trying to build himself up, but he didn't really fight anyone of any note. And then he's ended up being a bit of a journeyman by losing, let's have a look, 6 of his last 8. 6 of his last 8. That includes a 3-round prize fight to defeat to Haye, Tyson Fury. Completely outboxed him. Christian Hammer beat him on decision. Chisora beat him on decision. Manuel Char beat him on decision. And Anthony Joshua took his head off in 2 rounds. Now, it's not a credible opponent, and you have to think why. Why is Pulev having to fight this guy? Now, in my last video about Pulev, one of the main points I made was that the Samuel Peter fight was taking place in Sofia, Bulgaria, and I thought that it could be the fact that he's never fought in Bulgaria professionally, and it's his home nation, his hometown, and I thought it might be a way of giving back to the fans, something that is true his countrymen, to go back to his home country and put on a relatively biggish fight, because obviously all of the big fights are generally going to be in a number of other countries, Germany, the UK, America, etc. I don't believe you're going to see big fights. And there hadn't really been any big fights before. And I had some comments on that video where some people said to me that Kubrat Pulev's promoter is looking to build up Bulgaria as a destination for big-time boxing. Now, I honestly can't see that to be the case, and this is not big-time boxing going to Bulgaria. So there's been two very low-level fights. I don't know of any other fights, and I think part of the problem is that there aren't that many other notable Bulgarian boxers. So taking boxing to Bulgaria, I think, will be difficult without the names. And if Kubrat Pulev is to progress to big actual fights that are of relevance, they're not going to be in Bulgaria. So I can't see Bulgaria becoming a big destination for big-time boxing. But anyway, why is he fighting Kevin Johnson, right? There can only be two reasons. That one, he's avoiding big-time fights, okay? Or he can't get them, right? And I would like to think it's that he can't get those big fights. Now, there is a bit of a problem in the heavyweight division at the moment. I feel there are a lot of guys sitting and waiting to see the outcome of the Joshua versus Klitschko fight, because there aren't that many fights that have been announced for the next couple of months. Very, very few in the heavyweight division. So I think there's a lot of people waiting to see the outcome of Joshua Klitschko, and there's going to be a long list of people that will be trying to get in position to be the opponent for the winner. And I'm even including the winner of Hughie Fury and Joseph Parker. So there's a lot of people waiting. They're positioning themselves. There's a lot of guys out there that are top 30-ish guys, and they haven't fought for quite some time. And I think they are waiting for movements, okay? And because of that, there are some guys within the top 30 that can't get decent fights because potential opponents that they may have had, they are waiting. They are waiting to see what's happened. And I can only hope that that is the case. And once the Joshua and Klitschko fight is out of the way, we see a lot of fights announced. Because as I say, there are so many fighters out there that just don't have fights announced, and they haven't fought for so long. And we've got a lot of guys that aren't top level, but I can only assume that they're hoping that they're going to be able to leapfrog to title contention, just like Dominic Brazil did, just like Charles Martin, all these guys, that Andy Ruiz Jr., these guys that just got those title shots when they didn't really deserve them. So, Kubrat Pulev, this fight, my quick prediction, realistically this became a bit of a rant rather than a quick prediction, but my quick prediction is that Kubrat Pulev is able to stop Kevin Johnson. Kevin Johnson, a very, very durable guy. He's gone the distance with some very good guys. He's only really been stopped by Joshua in recent times, and he's gone the distance with a lot of guys. And we know that Kubrat Pulev, he is not a TKO or KO specialist, but I just feel Kevin Johnson, he must be just be in for a quick payday, go to Bulgaria, earn some dollars, go home quickly. And I feel that in this time in his career, Pulev should be able to stop him if he really is that guy that we think he is. I think he is a highly skilled, high-level heavyweight boxer who really could tackle any of the champions out there, possibly not win, but really give them a good fight. And he's definitely capable of picking up a world strap. Now, I hope you enjoyed this more briefer episode. And if you've got any questions or comments on the fight or my assessment or my rant, I would be pleased to hear from you in the comments section below. Remember, if you're new to this channel, please consider hitting that subscribe button because it really means a lot to me. And if you're already a subscriber, thank you for your continued support. And let's try and enjoy this fight. See you in the next episode.